I have to talk about what luck is. For me, not going for the fancy definitions, what I believe luck is that cross-fingered, eyes-closed moment where we wish things just happen. Like in applied mechanics paper, I just wish that I didn't do some random multiplication mistake in second step or third step and has continued throughout the paper. Or sometimes in coding lab examination, my code is correct, it doesn't work, so I randomly remove irrelevant part of the code hoping it works. Or when analog electronics, we make circuits on the breadboard, it doesn't work, we just press the wires on the breadboard hoping it works. So this is what I believe luck factor is. For explaining what my perspective of luck factor in my career and how it has helped me through my journey, I'll just give a little bit context of my life. So my father hails from a very remote background. Like his parents are completely uneducated, and my grandmother sent my father so that he'll learn numbers to take measurements and become a tailor, so he can have shelter over his head and not be in the sunny side. But my father, being a very ambitious and determined person, he has become the first graduate and first postgraduate in the entire area of 10-15 villages. So then he sat for the state PSC examinations and he became Panchayat Secretary. You might be familiar with this Panchayat web series. So after that, he kept on trying with the state civil service examinations. He wanted a better job. And he was trying after we were born, until I was 7th standard, he was still giving the examination. So seeing his unwavering strength, me and my brother both turned out to be extremely over-ambitious kids. And my brother, he's extremely talented and intelligent. In front of him, I'm nothing. And he used to set these benchmarks. Like he used to do something and I used to chase behind that target. Okay, I have to do this, I have to do this. Until 10th, it was fine. Because of my brother's set benchmarks, I was good in the school. Like I was good in the district. I was feeling like I was the top celebrity in the town. I was feeling I am the boss and all. Cut the scene, 11th and 12th, I went to Sri Chaitanya and I have seen what the competition is. I'm nothing. It's like you put a frog in the well who thinks it's the biggest frog and put it in the lake. There are bigger frogs, cranes, entire ecosystem I'm not familiar with. I'm overwhelmed. Like I was overwhelmed. What is this? These people are. I'm just not saying that they had years of coaching. They were more intelligent than me. They were more efficient than me. They were more hardworking than me. It immediately demotivated me, killed the spirit, and I couldn't cope up with it. And in my 11th and 12th, I used to have these health issues also. So I conveniently thought to myself, I'm having health issues also. This is purely bad luck. How can I fight against this great examination with these odds? So I conveniently justified for myself. My parents also got justified. I couldn't crack IIT, and this is the first benchmark I couldn't crack which my brother has said to me. So how this justification? No, I owed it on bad luck. But now, as I look back at it, this is one of the lucky things happened to me. Actually, I was very sad back then. It's like, in Olympics, gold medalists are happy, bronze medalists are happy, silver medalists are not happy because they get the medal after losing it. So I was not happy with NITK. So what happened was, now I look back at it, whatever personality I was, whatever mentality I had, would have never suited for UPSC. Because I was very self-centered, obsessed with studies, perfectionist, everything I need to know intensely and all. This kind of mode of preparation is not at all good for UPSC, and I was very anxious kid. I used to cry if I lose 1 mark, even if I was the first ranker. I was very bad then. So after this, in 11th and 12th experience, I had a grounding experience. Okay, I'm not the greatest, I'm not most intelligent, I'm not most hardworking, I'm nothing excellent, I'm okay. So this grounding experience and not being okay with failures, this thing has vanished. I'm now okay with failures. But this, whatever NITK space has helped me heal properly. Like in the first year, I was still that feeling that I'm a failure, I cannot deal properly. Slowly I understood my strengths, I healed, and I also got this chill factor, whatever, I don't care type of. This chill factor is very important in UPSC because UPSC examination, among all the people who have cracked also, prelims you will know only 35 and 40%. So you must be aware of it. The rest of the questions are like Slumdog Millionaire. You should check all the database from which, third class में chocolate wrapper में क्या था. Actually, one of the questions was like this. They asked, what is mosquito repellent? I remembered some Odomos has lemongrass ka advertisement. And it was the correct answer. So, you have to be very chill in the exam. ये भी देख लेंगे, ये भी देख लेंगे. So, this kind of attitude is required. This has happened only because I failed in getting into IIT. And after that, in UPSC is also a very cruel examination. First, again, because of chill mode, I didn't initially study much. Few months I wasted. While it was only 3 months, I started like, no, Asana Yoga. I have to do proper rigorous thing. Then I was doing proper rigorous studying, but it wouldn't have been possible with just 3 months. Here, luck has favored me. Fortis fortuno eduet. In my pronunciation, it may sound like Sanskrit, but it is Latin, which means that luck favors brave and luck favors strong people. And so I was pretty determined. Because of COVID, our prelims exam got postponed by 5 months. So I got some buffer to prepare for my prelims, mains. I cleared prelims, I cleared mains, then interview I failed. And when I cleared mains, people told, her father, despite him not succeeding, he is guiding his daughter in such a nice way. When I failed interview, how foolish of him to lead her also along the same path which he has seen failures in. People say random things. So UPSC is also not very generous. UPSC is more cruel because once you give, my interview was towards the last. After you give interview, within 5-6 days you get the result. And after 5-6 days of seeing the result, within 10 days I have to write prelims. I have to accept the reality that I got failed. I have to swallow my tears. I have to prepare, which I have prepared 1 year earlier, now in 10 days. So this was most hardest time because I have put my everything in for the interview, hoping I'll get through it. So I was not very prepared for the next prelim. Now I have to revise everything in 10 days. Then I was literally begging for luck. God, or whatever luck there is in the world, please just get me through the prelims. I'll take care of mains and interview. This is not humanly possible. Please get me through it. And I cleared prelims, I cleared mains, and I cleared interview. So this is my second attempt. And actually after interview also, I used to be very happy because I used to be in this, I have to read everything and I used to read very extensively. UPSC doesn't require you intense mode of studying. Read a bit of everything. So I used to read extensively and in the next day papers, I used to see same things and I used to feel I'm very lucky. Then in many interviews I told that UPSC mostly luck, I don't know how it cracked it is because of luck. When Vibhu told it is on luck, I was thinking that did someone see my video and did they want to question, is your entire journey based on luck? Then I understood it is the same topic for the other three speakers also. I was relaxed. So yeah, but what I have to highlight here is why people, when they succeed, many people say that I have become successful because luck was on my side. Because either I believe luck and God or religion are on similar pages. So whenever we have that uncertain element, 90% you have put hard work, 10% you don't know. You leave that uncertain element to the answers of luck or religion. Once you cross the line, once you pass the hurdle, you forget the pain of hard work, you forget the entire struggles you have gone through, and you will go into this mode of thankfulness, gratitude, and you feel, yes, this entirely happened because of luck. Or these things, you will feel that. Now, 2 years after retrospection, I feel that, yes, there have been so many questions which I have just read the previous day and all, but it is because I have read extensively. That is what helped me. So, this is what I would like to say. Luck favors who is already hardworking. There is a correlation also. You see many people doing this, going to Tirupati by foot and doing 21 days Diksha, and they say that after doing this, I became successful. I observed that if someone is so determined for something that they are going through this hard work, why wouldn't they do same hard work in the other things? So they must have done this also. So by turning all the other stones, they turned the religious side also, luck side also. So they feel that luck was with me, God was with me, I succeeded. But their efforts were also with them. That's why they succeeded. But I would like to say that I'm not going to say luck is favoring only people who is religious, who is hopeful, who has done hard work. It is not that objective. It has a lot of subjectivity. To understand this subjectivity, I visualize luck as something. So I visualize luck as some still water level. This water level is something we have achieved throughout our life. The intelligence, the ability to work, and all these things. So whenever luck favors us, there is a upper wave, like a crest. And when luck doesn't favor us, there's a trough. So this mean medium exists, that mean value, like your talent, your hard work always exists. Whenever there is a luck favoring, as Ganesh sir has told, you should grab that opportunity and should surf on it and go higher. That is the way you have to do it. And when there is a lower trough, you just make sure that you don't get drowned in it. And if possible, try to come back to the average. That is the thing how we should visualize it. So whenever you feel there have been lot of troughs only, I'm having bad luck only. You know, luck is like Wi-Fi in the room. You feel everyone is having, I'm not getting it. But wait, we'll get. Whenever you get proper Wi-Fi, 12, 13 episodes of web series download karo, then you keep watching it. After long time, you will need Wi-Fi again. So you use the luck whenever you have it, put efforts, get into a standard platform. Then again, after some days, you will again see the bad luck phase. So then you have to see. How many of you have prayed before the exam or gone to temple after the exam? Can you show me hands raised? Good. As I was saying, many people think that I'll be judged if I'm doing this. Even Char, Sri Harikota, these people also go for the prayer before their prestigious launches. It is because of having that uncertainty of 10% addressed. So I would like to say one more thing. Most of the times when we have reached that excellence, we should be more careful because the downfall or the bad luck is just around the next turn. So recently there is a Telugu movie release coming, Devara. So because of this, there is a there is a myth that Bahubali's director, he's Rajmouli. He always makes blockbuster movies. So whenever he makes blockbuster movies, the hero gets a good success, but the hero's subsequent movie is always box office flop. So it is like a curse to any hero who is acting with Rajamouli. So what is this? Then I was thinking why this happens. Then I was thinking it exists in all the fields. Like even in sports, there is a magazine called Sports Illustrated. Whoever gets featured, they get worst career disappointments in next 2-3 months. So it is like two things. One thing is they are coming back to average. Like very high they faced. Now the medium has to, math has to balance, no probabilities. So they come back to average. And second thing is, how should we be on the top? When we reach success, how should we stay on the top? The secret is 1, to be cautious, 2, not get complacent, 3, blah, blah, blah. Why blah, blah, blah? No, it's not possible. There is no secret. We cannot continuously stay on top. The success, failures are part of life. For example, I was saying I got succeeded in UPSC. Then my district training, it didn't go as good as it planned. Now I am again having a good posting. So in life there are new kind of things which keep coming. You feel that bad luck is going on. But one thing I want all of us to remember is whenever luck is not in our favor, don't surrender yourself like I did in my 12th class. Like when you say it is bad luck here, so you are giving the entire power to universe. You are saying it is determinism, fatalism, which is like everything is predetermined. You are not whatever you change won't make any change in the line of action. It is not a very good thought to believe in, because once you gave the supreme power, why will you fight? You won't fight. So you won't get what you want. So don't trust on that predeterminism, because that's a slippery slope. Once you fall down, you keep falling down. Again, I want to say one more thing. It doesn't mean that you think I can fight everything. As Mr. Wasimji has told, he has done everything so good, but 2017 May, he has taken all the steps and he has got a strike down. So, though we have luck, though we have hard work, though our life keeps getting both the luck and bad luck in its periodic installments, there is always something which we cannot just fight. And what do we need at that point of time is, you should understand which battle is worth the fight. This is something I would like all my juniors to remember in your all future course of action, because you will have, in whatever career, you will have so many battles, like your boss is not treating you properly, your team is not good, and your work is not going something, the client is not telling the demands properly. Then what happens is, you don't know which to fight. If you're just picking your sword at everything and pointing it and fighting, there is no point, because you're spending your time and energy in all the useless battles. It applies to my job also. If I'm currently working as SDM in Nellore district. So what happens is, you know how government works. There are so many things. People comes and say there is someone is taking sand mafia. There is someone is selling petrol in bottles and all. So I should prioritize which I have to focus on. And someone is land grabbing. Okay, now I have to focus on land grabbing. And I got to know my staff is taking 5,000 rupees corruption. If it is the first thing I have to spend my energy on, or next thing. So you always have to prioritize which battles you have to fight. Only then you will be navigating this water level which we have been talking carefully and with more efficiency. And when the life doesn't go our way, and when we are beaten down, and when things are not there, just know this is not worth the fight. With a smile, move on. I liked how Wasimji told 2017 also I got struck down, then we again started on Instagram. It is very beautiful. This I got to see from my father also. He failed so many times, but with every time he has a smile. And now also he says, maybe if I had been more invested on only in the work, I wouldn't have spent so much time on my children, and none of this would have materialized. So luck and bad luck can be our perceptions in the short term. We don't know what it is panning out in the long term. Luck will favor you if you have that zest for life, like welcoming the life. Second, don't just live in the moment, celebrate every moment. Live the moment to the extreme fullness. Thank you so much.